Hi, gang. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mother Rick. Dad's a little preoccupied at the moment, but will be with us shortly. Mother Rick, what the hell are you? Give me that. Told you gotta quit. The doctor said your COPD is getting too bad. Can't be doing that crap on lives anyway. You're gonna get us in trouble. Oh God! I just broke my camera mount. Hi, I'm Dad. And that's you. No, I'm kidding. So, I think there's audio. Let me test that theory real quick. The fourth wall. So I mentioned in the description. Oh, there's more people watching now. Cool. Y'all must have just been waiting for me to finally get around to getting my butt on the air. I got I was planning on going live like a little after 8 o'clock, and right about the time I went to let my mods know, hey Riley, yes, like and subscribe, preach, love. I got a phone call from my dad, and we had to have a pretty heavy conversation. So some things take precedence over you, my children. You're just like my regular kids. I love you all dearly and equally, but sometimes Dad's got to do stuff besides hang out with you guys. Sometimes I'm going to be late. And talk about corn. Oh, don't worry. There's going to be a short. I'm going to start, I think, making... I've been trying to come up with ideas for short-form content. Because I noticed since I quit... Hey, Kala, I need to change my contacts. Ms., if those are your pronouns, hope. Okay, it's been said before, but I'm probably going to have to PSA this every few weeks or so. I respect everyone in their pronoun choices and their name choices. If I don't always get them right, I apologize a little bit, but don't expect me to just know, and never expect me to remember anything. I just stick with like bro, dude, sweets, and toots, and hun. And I use those. Alexa, shut off the blow air compressor thing. Hold, please. I forgot to blow my bench off anyway. Alexa, turn off the basement air compressor.
Okay.
Thank you. Our Bezos-approved robot overlord devices at our house have been very contrary as of late, not cooperative at all. I have long maintained that I think we should pivot to goggle-based smart devices, or see if we can even find like a third-party new option out there, an alternative. There's gotta be a better way. AJ, do you happen to know, I already know the answers to this, so I'm sure why I'm asking you, but do you happen to know where any of those ping pong eyeballs are that the children's were always horsing around with? I feel compelled to show you that trick we talked about the other day. Now, I don't know if I have anything else that would work, because it'll have to be spherical and light, and that's not going to do it. But it's fine, because now I can't sound smart, because I forgot the name of the law that applies to the aerodynamic thing. When, like, you know, when an airstream travels around a sphere and it generates lift and drag or something, and the pressure makes it levitate. And you can even like change directions. Traditionally, classically, and my chief experience in this demonstration is you use an air gun similar to this and the ping pong ball, and the ball will levitate as such if you regulate your air pressure release. But even if you like tilt it this way because of the stream and the pressure math happening around yon ball sphere of plasticky goodness, it will stay right here. And it's trippy for the mind the first couple times you see it. In other ADHD news, I plan on doing a little video about this or including it in one of the upcoming long forms, but I'm like dying to show you guys some of this crap. I need to turn this lights off, sorry. I regularly find myself in abandoned homes or empty homes. More often than not, either recently purchased by a new owner or recently evicted of a previous tenant. And more often than not, there is still crap in these houses, and the people that are paying me to work on them want it all either gotten rid of or just nothing to do with it, whatever. So I like to, seasoned garbage spelunker that I am, I love rifling through stuff like that to see what kind of goodies there are. Like, you know, so many people like on the television shows and whatnot with your American nose pickers and your storage unit war things and whatnot. But check out the awesome haul this week. No, you get to see that yet. I'm going to work up to it. There's a couple more items. Just hold, please. It's fine. Just stay there. Don't go anywhere. Because we've had some seriously awesome crap this week. Me. Okay. I think this is really cute. It's not mirrored. Put your troubles in a pocket with a hole in it. Live, laugh, toaster bath. I also found this practice guide to calligraphy, which is neat. And some of the stuff I'm trying to get into, we may be pivoting, guys. You heard it here first. Breaking news, Jerk Squad. We may have to put the racks on hold for a while. I've got the one. I have two relatively small ones. One that's going to be the collab with Mac that we're finally scheduling now. Prepare for that, sports fans. And just a quick little, I'm putting a P-trap in a laundry gray water drain for this really nice new customer lady of mine, super sweet lady. I wanted to do something for her beyond, I went over to disconnect her washing machine for her because they were getting a new one. She was having issues with a sewer gas coming back into the house. So I got the washing machine disconnected, and she also mentioned that her garage door wasn't working correctly either. So she was, like I said, the whole family was super nice, really great people. So I was like itching to find something I could do for them. So I jumped on the garage door, got it fixed in like 5 minutes. I knew what was wrong with it as soon as she described it to me, and she was stoked about that. And then I told her, since she was really unhappy and uncomfortable with that sewer gas smell, after they got the new washer, to get a hold of me, and I'll come in and put a trap in for her for free, because I was like, you can get the parts or build your own for like less than $10, and it'll probably take me all of 3 minutes to install it, and it'll make her house not stink anymore, be better for her health, etc. That was months ago, because Mac and I were planning. It's in the same town that the house that Mac's going to be cleaning up, and I'm going to be fixing a light and trying to do the bathroom floor if I can find a way to get the wood over there. They're in the same town. So the plan was, just on my way over there one day, I was going to do her thing. And then after I planned that, I met with her. It was the same day that I did that, actually. It was the day that Mac and I looked at the house. That's when we discovered the horrible flea problem. And then it's been weeks of me trying to get over there when I have time and money to buy bombs, and then bombing the place, going back a week or so later to see how the infestation was. I am happy to report that on my last visit, I don't think I even saw one, but I bombed the hell out of it anyway, because I know they're going to be more dormant and docile with the cold weather. So just to be safe, we hit it one more time with a vulgar display of pesticide. To the point that I'm probably going to go the day before Mac I move in on it to open up windows and stuff just to make sure we get all that out of there. I don't even remember how I ended up down this rant now. Oh, this playing about maybe pivoting because this is only getting worse. And now I've been trying. I already taught myself to be pseudo ambidextrous with the issues that I've had already. I knew that at some point I was going to have to, if nothing else, to reduce fatigue on my ligaments and stuff. Learn to use both hands equally efficiently, or at least close to it, in my working career. And with this new thing, I've been trying to shift from ambidextrous to left hand dominant as much as I can be anyway, to make up for my virtually useless right arm. But now my left wrist has gotten worse than my right wrist, and my left elbow is starting to feel like this did a couple months ago. So what I'm getting at is I've still got to work because life, and dependence, and family, and hope for the future. We live in a capitalist society, and I'm not going to go on disability or anything like that, so I guess Daddy's got to keep on working on stuff, and that's hard enough as it is. Now that I am completely without the truck, that surprisingly, not the engine blew, the transmission, though the engine is pretty much, it needs replaced too, so we're at that point of, oh, now it's an engine and a transmission plus a dozen other things that I don't even bring up that desperately need fixed on it. So the truck's done. We're down to one vehicle for the next year. I don't know how long it's going to take us to figure this out. But that being said, I have to make use of every minute I can on job sites right now. Whenever AJ doesn't need the car, or when she drops me off, I'm going to have to get as much done while I'm there, and means I'm going to be working harder than I can, and it's going to really limit my abilities. So content may be more home-based, project-based for a while. We will get back to the rack stuff, I promise, but please understand if we take a brief sabbatical on doing those things, because I really can't afford to, I don't want to say waste time on stuff like that, because it's not a waste at all, but I can't afford the investment right now. You have to have currency to invest currency, and time is the currency here. I'm out. So as much as I support the organizations for which we are all ringing a bell with a little collection bucket outside of the general store, I have no change to give after these next two donations, for a brief time anyway. That's okay. We're still going to try to find a way to work the spirit of racks into this, even if it's just in a topical sense for a while with the voiceovers and everything. Anyway, so you saw the cool calligraphy book and the cute little put all your troubles in a pocket with a hole in it. Good evening, fine Katrina. Did I miss anybody that came in? I think I saw everybody. This is super cool. This is my favorite find so far. Yeah, hobo clown, tramp clown on a box. But wait, it's not just a tramp clown on a box. It's a musical tramp clown on a box. Whoa! DJ Khaled. That's right. So based, so lit. How's Rick getting my hat back? Bad. Caught him SOS. I know all the letters, and I'm very good speller. Estimo King not only caught him doing that, but he had my toboggan. Sorry. My cranial enclosure device of enchantments and wonder. We're approaching the slap happy hour, I fear. So, I'm very sorry for what this is inevitably going to turn into, which is a complete madhouse and show, but I don't apologize. None of you are here for your first time. You knew damn well what you were getting yourselves into. You know, the content's squirrely enough, and the lives tend to get double squirrely. The late night lives, well, triple squirrel. Double platinum squirrel. Hey, Kyle, does your girlfriend ever give you a double platinum squirrel? What, idiot? Look it up on Urban Dictionary. Do kids still do that? Do people still use the Urban Dictionary? I feel like it's all older millennials and Gen X's doing that. I don't think the Z's, the Zoomers and Shrimmers even know about Urban Dictionary. They probably canceled it because it's not woke enough. Okay, I'm confused because I heard a comedian. Hang on, I just realized that. Learned that trick at dentist and waitress in school. I took my mic off to begin a statement so I could adjust and replace my mic, and it just came down. Let's just make an elf, okay? I am so freaking tired. We need more caffeine, por favor. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, I'm trying to film and stream at the same time, you guys. And I'm still problem solving a little bit on the elf, though I do believe of what could be called a game plan now. Let me ask you this, friends. Now, mind you, these things ain't finished yet. These are just prototypes. I'm trying to come up with product-like material I could sell on like Etsy or Shopify or something. And one thing I didn't know I enjoyed doing until I spontaneously decided to try to make one day is making odd and modern style incense burners. All the ones I've made so far either gave away or are upstairs currently. So, pardon. I know that hole's going to be way too big, but for your consideration, I wish I had. I don't have oil anywhere. So I want you guys to see this doesn't do it justice because there's no finish on there. You see, this is like it's been like this all day. The ADHD is strong with you boy today, man. My wonderful, precious, best family in the world has not been any help. I love them, but it's been one of those days where I cannot go from one room together without a 20-minute story or look at this or having to engage with my children. Oh crap, I might finish this because that's not good. doing a whole bunch of wood. We'll just use the food safe tote. That's the one I'm going to do. But anywho, I spare you guys all the details and meaning and stuff behind this for a moment. Samsung's color correction, I feel like, is gonna make this difficult to translate too. It's got some crap all over it. This should pop that. Pop that rain pattern a little bit for you there. Yes, ma'am? You can say it from there. I'm on live, okay? What? You can say goodnight from there. I'm on live and you're in pajamas. So that's as far as you're going, okay? Love you.
I love you tonight.
Sweet dreams, honey. Sit tight, jerk fan, and take this in. Hang on, don't go anywhere, Steve. I want my hug. You caught me right in the middle of oiling this board up here to show our dozens and dozens of fans.
Sorry, but this is the only time I could hear you from upstairs talking, so I knew you were coming down.
So just have a look and a think on that. I'll explain real quick. So this is pith, right? Is what this is. This dark line here, this is just regular pine. But the pith is the undesirable portion of the wood. But I want to do a series of pieces kind of like this where it's highlighted as a feature and the focal point of the piece, and make it about celebrating the imperfection and things. So talk amongst yourselves, discuss. Let me know what you think. Would you buy a piece of crab like this? Something like this? I also do waterfall incense burners for your cones that little smoky things come out of. I don't have any of those on me right now to show you. But yeah, would you like something like that? And what would you pay for something like that, right? Discuss. What do we got?
Nice. I knew you couldn't get without your house. Anyway, I was still trying to get that.
I'll see you in the morning. You'll be touching any of my action figures. I said don't be touching any of my action figures.
I wasn't planning on it.
Better not. I'll tell Mom.
Anyway, good night.
Love you and good night. So what's the consensus? Are we opening up the shop first thing tomorrow? Sorry, I missed a bunch of chat apparently, so I'm rolling back to check it out. Good evening, Janice. Yeah, guys, there was a huge delay in the notifications, I've noticed. Like a lot of times, because we have our Discord, if you guys aren't in there, our Discord set up to let us know anytime I go live or upload a video, or Feral Tradwife or Mac. And a lot of times Discord lets me know way before YouTube does. Like sometimes I can't even get it to pop up on my YouTube app until like minutes after it started. Right, that's the idea, Katrina. There's a, you can't really see it. I started and then I decided I didn't like how uneven it was coming out, so I wanted to go back with my router or something and clean this valley up here for the ash to fall into. God, whatever got on this? Oh, I think it's from when I was using the grinder over here. Little pieces of metal splinters got flecked into the wood and burned it too. So I'll clean that up. But yeah, the idea was going to be this for the sticks, obviously, and then I was going to put cones here, and I was toying with the idea of putting little holes around it and making these into waterfalls. So like as it's sitting there, it will emit smoke out in all directions. I have a few that do that where it's like something that I just had a elf head thing. This is okay. I'm glad I went down this ADHD rabbit hole too, because I want to show you guys this. So you see shelf onto elf Mark II here. This is actually the elf Mark II, right? You get your base proportions there. Here was Mark I. It's actually a little bit taller, but much leaner. I'm glad I ended up with this more bulbous shape, though. I think he's going to be more fun that way. But as I was saying, for example, I have some that they look like little mushrooms or something and sit like that. And then there's low-key sus holes all around the base. So when you burn your cone, it just kind of oozes smoke out in every direction. It looks really cool, especially if you have it on a dark surface, like a black or dark colored tabletop counter. It looks really awesome. Okay, now let's do some actual stuff. And I've got myself all caffeinated and jacked up again. Anarchy, anarchy. I don't know what it means, but I love it. Part of me enjoys the quiet, meditational, almost spiritual time I get when I do these late night projects down here. But I do hate having to horse around until everyone goes to bed, and then instead of laying down and spending some time with AJ, having to be down here. I'm not getting crap for sleep. But told myself we're doing it this year, so we're doing it. That's what I had to go get earlier, a charger, which I never got. Apologies once again. I'll leave you in the capable hands of the Rick. Yeah, just stare at you. This won't take long. Try to. Hot mess today, gang. I'm not getting my brain to sit on one thing for more than 10 seconds. Stress to the point. That tastes like pickled potato chip. This thing's from my brain. Yeah, Newsflash. Breaking news. Stop the presses. Oh. Captain can't find anything. I lost his trophy. Whoa. There's a bug there. Sorry, it has been impossibly hard to keep track of everything. I've got so many projects happening at once right now. Insane. Got tools scattered all over here. Some still in my truck, some at the job site, some in AJ's car. Got recording stuff at the house I'm working on. And in my truck, and down here. Got my regular recording camera just behind you guys over here, so I'm trying to get it all set in a very precarious position, but to where it's not going to fall. And make spatial note of what I need to move that's blocking the shot. Smoothie cup. Drill bits, Milwaukee. Excuse me. Smoothie cup, drill bits. I didn't say that. You did. No, I didn't. Alright, pick that real quick. Mucho better. Ah! And then I knocked my tripod over. That's fine. It's not doing anything. Recording. Beautiful. I may need to bring those slides down a bit more. Hey Google, you lower hobo 3 to 5%.
I cannot provide an exact meaning for
That's alright. Don't worry about it. The lines now. Does YouTube have a setting for that? Nope. If I turn flash on. Does not help it. So why did that start doing that? Because we were good before. Okay. I think we need to diffuse some of this light. Bear with me. I know this is the longest introduction to me doing anything ever. But if nothing else, I'm sure you're all enjoying watching the mindless professor. Absent-minded professor. Wander around his laboratory, mumbling to himself and playing with toys. You see, the bubble wrap should scatter the light, and then I'm going to put a piece of paper under that to soften the light. And that should help both with our lines and the composition I'm going for here. I've been trying to achieve in these basement shots. I don't have the shop / studio set up anywhere. You know, I want to yet, but I've been trying to go for this like almost black. Can't really make anything out background with very soft, warm amber kind of foreground lighting. So like ideally it would almost be like a spot right here, and then even the edges of the frame here would be darkened. Kind of like how it's dark now, but much darker than that. Think like a practical vignette. So not going in, editing it in post, and creating a vignette around it, but creating a natural vignette in real time. See, this is a tiny bit darker than I want it to be. Will Alexa cooperate? Alexa! Set hobo 3 to 50%. Alexa, set hobo 3 to 50%.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, see, kind of like that. Wait, you guys can't hear me when I walk away from the table? That does not make sense because I'm mic'd. I'm reading chat. Okay, hang on. I want to test this real quick because I'm confused. So, AJ, you're saying that if I go over here and this time make a point to not mumble but continue speaking at the same volume, right now, are you saying am I still much quieter? Or was it just because I was trailing off talking to myself before? As though I'm not hosting a live like a very professional and serious YouTuber. Speak now, devil woman. Okay, it was my trailing. Okay, good deal, because that freaked me out. Totes freaked me out, bro. All right. What you're about to witness, hopefully, is the culmination of a couple weeks of impromptu winging it and careful planning, married in this amalgamation of chaos and neutrality that you see before you in the form of Shelf on the elf. Now, I thought it was elf on the shelf, I hear you say. Well, squealy fool, let me tell you now. We have three amazing children, as most of you know. And, un moment. Our middlest child, the incredible and incomparable Pedro, has ASD, autistic spectrum disorder, and she manages it pretty well for the most part. She's come a long way since her nonverbal days, and we're incredibly proud of her. But one of her special features is that she'll get hung up on mispronunciations or spoonerisms, which are my favorite ones. When she does that, if you guys don't know, a spoonerism is I can't remember his name now, Edward Spooner, something like that. That was known for mixing up letters. Look at that flutterby. I'm gonna go catch a runny babbit. Those kinds of things. So those are called spoonerisms. And Pedro has a few of these. But one of my favorites is the last few years, she's gotten very interested around the holidays in the elves on shelves. She likes to watch the YouTube videos and hear stories from friends about their elves, but we never had one. But she's always, the first time she said it, she misspoke shelf onto elf. And since that's how it came out the first time, that's how it comes out every time, even when her mom and I will be laughing our butts off, trying to gently but sternly correct her because it's gone on long enough. It's time she learned how to say it right. And we finally almost had her the other day. She said elf on the shelf, I think, once. And then every time after that, she was right back to shelf on the elf. And I told her if she said it one more time, she better be careful because she just might conjure one, let's say. I said something to that effect. And then she said it again. So I made a mental note then that I was going to try to find a way to surprise her, because she and I are locked in this epic eternal prank war too. There was a heavy debate around our house on who is the prank master. She is the self-proclaimed prank master, as is Dad. I think there's more evidence in my favor, but so this plays to a deeper characteristic of our relationship too, and playing little jokes and tricks on each other. So the goal is they just recently went to bed. They should be getting to sleep soon. She's pretty good about crashing early and getting up early. So I want to have him ready to go in the morning and her be surprised. Exciting breaking news this evening. I decided to give up on the pseudo perfection I was going for, and I don't know why, because this whole thing is ramshackle, slapped together, whatever. I was trying to bury the joints inside the arms and the legs so you wouldn't see these ligament things that I made. And it wasn't going good, and I was at risk of damaging more of these. I had to glue a few of them back together, and you guys can see I still got plenty of tear out and stuff, even with carving blades that I was using. So I decided to go ahead and through cut them like you see in those figures, kind of like the Vitruvian Man. You see artists use them a lot for poses and things like that. So it'll be visible. You know, there's these gaping notches, but it was that or knowing my luck and seeing how this kind of stuff was happening more and more often. There's more that I colored in that you guys may not be able to see as well because of the color correction stuff. I see a huge gouge there and there. I think it was this very piece that I said, okay, that's it. I'm not going to try to make them perfect anymore. So I cut out my mini lathe that quit working on me. It's not that it quit working on me. The chuck stopped holding on to the bit that spun my wood. But it had a couple other features that came with it. It has a disc sander, mini disc sander, and a teeny tiny little table saw thing too. And I was like, table saw would really be the way to go with the slot that I was trying to make, because they're too small for my router table. They'd fall right in and I'd rip my fingers apart. And I don't have a crosscut sled for my table saw because it's a Craftsman and they're B-holes that use proprietary tracks on there, so I can't use any attachments really with it unless I find a way to concoct my own to fit into their stupid tracks. So I used the mini saw and just went back and forth like this, and it's got the thinnest curve in the world. I think it took me like 30 passes for each one of these last night. Probably 3 minutes each. I think I spent at least an hour going through all 4 leg pieces, all 4 arm pieces, and happy to report, you may have noticed, I did find a way to attach the head, and it can swivel, it can tilt, nod, all that fun stuff, and it ain't going nowhere. And I'm not telling how I did it. It will be in the long form. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on just the elf, and make it like a member video so the kids don't see it, because bless them, they're some of my most reliable regular viewers on the channel. Luckily, sort of luckily, they got their TV taken away last week for some very naughty behavior indeed, so that hasn't been an issue. I'm hoping that by the time they get it back around Christmas, obviously, I'll have enough content up. These lives will be buried and they won't see it. I may have to make them members only for a while, though. Panda would be cute, but these are googly eyes. Yes, there are. Shove on the Elf sounds like an Xmas horror flick. Well said, Riley. All right. I also will still need to hand carve some feet and hands, and shoes and mittens, whatever, and figure out how I'm going to attach those, because silly me cut the arms and bottom legs to receive more of these guys, and I think that's a little too much for hands and elf shoes. So I may end up, after doing all that work, lopping the ankles and wrists off and just like connecting them with dowels instead. Or I may fill these in and do it that way, because I really love the ridiculous proportions on him. It's just perfectly out of whack. Hey, Murphy Cats. I don't know if I said hi to you yet or not. I feel like I just noticed you in here. So, what are we going to do first? I think I'm going for the shelf, because do I do it last? Let's do it last, because I may have to do some tweaks to his body and appendages, because I want him to remain able to freestand like this. His butt isn't as flat as I want it to be, but I'm also aware that I don't think I'm going to be able to get the legs to sit perfectly flat either, because of their ridiculous proportions, if I'm remembering that right from eyeballing it yesterday. So the doll wants, it's back heavy. It wants to wobble backwards if I let it. So I think the off-centeredness of the legs should provide enough counterweight. Like I was holding that up just now, just pressure from the leg. But I think, here we go. That's a good way to test it. I think the legs do it. So I also sucked up. No, it wasn't a ligament. It was an arm. Poop. Okay, yeah. There's no replacing that. I'm not doing the lathe thing again on this particular project. So hard on me. While I burn. Dig into my dust bucket here. You guys along for the ride. Oh. Over me. Flag. Make sure you guys can see what I'm fiddling around with. I can't do that. I need a bucket. bucket opener. This is the stuff I've been talking about. This is a good example of why I've been so much slower at work than I'm used to being. It's hard to explain what I'm talking about when I say the pain stops me, or like I can't use my strength because of the pain. Like, it's not that I can't lift a certain amount of weight or like use a screw gun with my right arm. All this is fine. But then as soon as I squeeze that trigger, no, it's 1,000 serrated knives ripping through my tendons and nerves. This bucket down here, I go to peel the lid back with my fingers and it feels like someone has spun my arm around 1,080 degrees, and it's about to rip itself asunder. I don't know if you guys can see me in that or not, but luckily I found this tool a while back, and it was just my fingers giving me problems. And this handy dandy bucket opening tool, which requires minimal effort, but I still have to use left-handed. Until today I can hopefully afford a good dust collection system, and I'm not playing with Walmart shop vacs and drywall buckets. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, they work just fine, but not great at dust collecting and tremendous pain to clean up or retrieve lost items from. Oh, jeez. I would much rather roll a big 40 or 50 gallon drum over to clean it out than fight with a 5 gallon bucket. There's a drum I can put on a roller. You just push it. Low impact. Good cardio. That's right. Freaking eyes, bro. That's whatever. Love y'all. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Attach a shelf to his back so you can lay him face down in places, and it would be a shelf. I don't know. No, we're not gonna go that simple with it, dear. Think you forgot? I don't know. Sweet. You'll see what I'm doing, AJ. As soon as I figure out where I put my bits. Not those bits, you filthy animals. Get your minds out of the gutter. Oh my God. See, because I already eyeballed and prototyped and thought about this. Made my marks. He's got back nips. I do need to eyeball that angle again, though, or I'm going to get it wrong. So, that's a little harder than 45, I think. Yeah. 40, 33-ish. We're gonna send it. I really have to mark that up. Here's tip. Just have some. Where'd it go? What did I do? What? There it is. Crappy tape that got baked in the sun and wet in the rain, and now it just rips when you try to peel it off. Boom, boom. Thanks. The song is available for download on iTunes and get on the website, rickthejerk.youtube. Idiot guy with a hat on and a beard omegle /vine_tumblr at myface.org. Our site, I need to let you guys know that our site will be down for maintenance from 3 p.m. February 32nd until 4 p.m. June 11th. So get your shopping in now before the holidays. Shoppers. Oh, that's way too deep. I just realized it's way too deep because I'm not doing dowel joinery. Ding dong. I'm doing dowel L shelf. Let's confirm my suspicions before I go set my last stone. I believe this is the move. Yes. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, I think we are going to go a little deeper on that. Yep. We will go half depth. I'm going to need them pretty sunk. Sunker than I think I did. Seen y'all talking. What's going on? Oh, Murphy Cats is down in Catlanta. Katrina asked if we got a lot of snow. Here, I think we probably got an inch and a half in the last blow through, and then we have one. We have a cold weather advisory and another. It was saying one report saying dusting to under an inch, and then others are saying 3 to 5 inches. So it's hard saying. We're right on the edge of the emergency area. So we typically are right on the edge of all the bad stuff. Most of the time we just get the tail end of it. So it's hard saying. I think we'll probably get at least another inch. But then we also have like frigid temperatures too. Outline any spots, because if you use these old ones, you're gonna speed up. I wish I had a pocket hole rig, 'cause it would be perfect for these. How am I gonna get that? Such an aggressive angle, dog. You got for me. Still got that carving knife in there? Nope. You still got that carving knife in there? Nope. Heck. Yeah, that saw blade though, dang. Dang, bro. Swing it on my drum track road. Oh, where's the other thing at? Just had it. Bro, it's like bright yellow. Let's do it. Bro, lost my stuff, bro. Bro, I trusted me, bro. There it is. Between say it would actually be 80, then the way the weather channel is still accurate. Yeah, no kidding. We lost. We had a pretty great local news and weather team, and then the new owner bought the station and fired these people that had been anchoring the news and the chief meteorologist, the leading news team in our area since before AJ and I were born, and just shite canned all of them. Generations of loyal service just thrown out with the bathwater, so to speak. Shelter me your power switch. You're hung backwards and I can see you. Oh, I gotta get my setup back together over here. So I've got my Dremel rotary tool, a flex shaft grinder, big dog rotary guy over here, and my disc sander dude. Plus I have a power chisel too that just hooks up to one of these guys that I all have on a 3-way switch running to a pressure pedal. So depending on which one I have on, or I can control all three at the same time, which would be a horrible idea, though it sounds like chaotic fun. I could control the speed of the sander's rotation or speed of the rotary tools by how hard I press down on the pedal. But I had to move a bunch of stuff around, and then I switched to that in a pinch the other day, and I just plugged it in, so I don't have my little much more safe and efficient pedal on the floor to start and stop it with. I have to do it manually, or acoustically, if you will. I got it on the first try. No, look at that. I give it to you, the world's first. Not yet complete, but now we are past concept and in the proof stages and approaching completion. Unlike my ex-wife. I'm gonna get flagged so hard for inappropriate content. Storms. Yeah, everybody's talking about the weather. You guys don't want me to read you comments about the weather, do you? Yourself on the elf. God knows what's up. She knows what's up. I was gonna glue those in there, but your boy friction fit the heck out of them babies. I'm like, they're going nowhere. So I think we're just gonna see glue it all down there. Yeah, I kind of want yellow glue too, though. So like, what you wanna do, bud? Both, I guess. That really. all departments. I'm going to activate this yet. We kind of do it like that. And do it like that. Do it like that. Oh, there we go. That's going to be the linchpin. So, that. Fingers do not fail me. If you slip, this whole thing is trap already. Never needed a toothpick so bad in my life. Clock is ticking until my fingers let us down here, dude. Get that glue spread. Here's the maneuver, right? Wood glue, CA glue on the pegs. Wood glue for strength, CA glue for immediate hold into place for me. With a little dab of digger right there in the barely notice zone, which will do the job of my fingers for me. That glue will take a couple hours to get to where it can handle being manipulated around a little gently, and in 24 hours that bond will be stronger than the bond of these wood fibers right here. It will be easier for me to take like a piece of pliers or something and snap this chunk of wood in half than it will be for me to separate that shelf from these pegs, because of how strong this stuff is and the way it penetrates. Essentially welds the wood together. Incredible stuff. Incredible. Decoupage? Someone say decoupage? Oh, cat, you spoiled the surprise. That was going to be the not part of the live surprise ending to the long form video. I'm going to throw some little miniatures up on his back or something. I'm thinking about sorry, I just had I should have thought of that sooner. I was going to say, I was trying to think of a way that I could make them easily removable, but in such a way they don't fall off of there, like tiny dab of CA or hot glue to hold them on, so that way like every couple days I can change them out for new items on the shelf. And then it hit me that I should have like done this in 2 pieces and hollowed out the inside and put some really strong magnets in there, and then I could just like glue a tiny piece of metal to the bottom of anything. I could stick one of these dowels on there on in like that. If I had a little piece of metal in there, the magnet would hold it. That would be cool. But we've gone too far, and we are no longer playing the "oop, I thought it, so now I have to do it" game, because we're way behind as it is. I still got a massive super secret project to design and build, and I have to learn engineering for it, which my youngest brother is going to school for, so maybe I should just call him and get him to collab on this with me. This one I'm not so sure about either. The attachment of the upper arms and legs to yon torso, I am not confident in, but I spent the day racking my brain noggin, my mind brain, trying to come up with alternative solutions, and I've got nothing. So the move is just going to have to be wide in the side, deep in the back, all that fun stuff. It may take multiple pegs to adequately fill the hole and get everything where it needs to be. What does that sound? It's like a rushing wind. Someone atomizing oil-based substances? Oh, those neighbors and they're vaporizing nicotine, I swear. There ought to be a law. There ought to be a law. I keep losing track of which arm's which. Okay, so let's do it like this. We're gonna go let everything out where it goes. So I don't get confused. Where did the other leg go? Let's go to the tape. Someone pull up the instant replay. We're missing the other calf. Where the hell? I didn't leave this area with any parts, did I? You guys probably saw exactly where I put it, and you're trying to tell me in chat. And I'm not looking. Where's Mary? She'd know. What's going on? Bucket full of mini animals and plants. Oh yeah. You know what's going on there, AJ. Bundled up with 3 fans. Yeah, I'm the same way. I need to be spicy cool. I need the AC on, space heater, 2 blankets, and nobody touch me. Well, it's so stuffy here too, AJ. I think that's a big part of it. She and I both have this thing where like it gets hard for us to breathe if we don't have a fan blowing in the room. It's probably got something to do with us living like 3 blocks from a very large petroleum processing plant refinery, spewing countless toxins and carcinogens into the air, which we then graciously receive into our chest cavities as we convert it from oxygen back into carbon dioxide and take that extra step of just processing all those vile and disgusting chemicals into our bodies. We've got a problem here, gang. What the? This has been the other hang up. The last couple days, it has been like straight up. You're witnessing it right now. Me trying to find this stupid leg. Perhaps either right in front of me, or it's where did I put that thing I just had? And then I'll wander around for an hour trying to find it because I literally just I don't see it. I did, if you guys were here for microphone receiver gate the other day, I did finally find the receiver that I had lost from my fancy newish microphones. If you couldn't tell by the way I'm talking to you off screen right now, and you can hear me almost crystal clear, jury's still out on whether I walked off with it not realizing it and then sat it down not realizing it, or if Larry was involved. She is notorious for finding small things, picking them up, relocating them, and not saying a word. And then if you confront the little shyster about it, she'll lead you on a wild goose chase. And every time you think you're getting close, you realize, hi, she's just fooled you again. Lured you in with a false sense of security just to rip your heart out. My guys, what in the F-bomb? And y'all are my flashlight. I can use the filming phone. 40 minutes of rambling nonsense. I'm not even working. It's probably a good point to cut. Anyway. Flashlight. Well, filth flooring. Aha, there he is. Wow. That dude went on a journey. Oh. Down, back, under, and around. Way deep in the way deep. Boldly went where no leg has gone before. No elf leg, anyway. I defy you. Show me a shred of evidence there has ever been another elf leg under this workbench that I just designed a year or two ago. And slapped together in a slapdash haphazard arrangement of nonsense and shenanigans. Such is my way, as we all know. A brand. I could use that expression in an email I wrote yesterday to the makers of my lavalier microphone. It's my second reach out to a major company of a product that I use in hopes of coming to some sort of arrangement with them. I really want to change up the angle on that. Because I hate doing super long, steady shots of just one angle. Unless you don't like it. But don't have a whole lot of options for where I can set my camera up over here. I guess I can do it over to where that was. I know, guys, this stream has been a lot of just me shuffling around and bumbling about. I got a lot of crap going on here. A lot of things I'm trying to make happen at once. Legs again. Sorry, I'm probably breathing super heavy directly into the mic. Only that gets the more out of breath I get. My back just gets worse and worse. Arm gets worse and worse. Boo-hoo-hoo. Why do I like this? It's hitting so hard on the back. It should be more. Possible solution. Sorry, I'm trying to direct and act and build props all at once. You guys have not seen the content I'm trying to make yet. You've seen what I've been able to throw together with what I have and the time that I have. You've seen me experiment. I'm starting to finally get a clear mental picture of what I want these videos to look like, sound like, pace, timing, format, all that. I'm starting to kind of see the vision a little better, but it's not quite equipped to pull it off the way I want to. Like, I want to build soft boxes, take all the lighting I have in the basement, turn it into softbox lighting, and be able to control how bright or dim every corner of it is back here. Until then, of course, yes. Copy paper, and tote lids, and bubble wrap. Still not the kind of light I'm after. What the heck, my goodness? As Larry would say, what the heck? What the heck? There we go. That's a little more better. I'll just call it an unintentional odd right place. Right, Liberty? Putting stuff down, and then it's literally like this. I'm gonna put this right here. Hang on a minute. The F? Hang on, I can do better than that on the camera. I'm gonna put this right here. Where'd it go? Let's see how that one went. There we go. That's the visual I was going for. I'm trying to put more focus into practical effects. If you guys didn't see the last short I know the shots didn't line up like I thought they did when I was filming, but the point of the video was obviously the message and the emotion behind it and the therapeutic element. But that hug is what I needed to accomplish that day. I saw how I wanted to do it in my head, and then the compulsion was too much. I had to film it and see if I could actually pull that hug off. And I'm not trying to toot here, but I think that was pretty slick. That's one of my more proud directorial and acting moments I've had. First time I'd had like a complete vision of shot by shot how I wanted something to go, and then executed it all in like 5 minutes. Yes, I did find it. Thank you guys. Use your pop-up studio. I don't want to do that, AJ, because I still firmly believe you will get back into taking photos at some point. If I can get stuff to take off to where you don't have to work anymore, and we can go back to how things were a couple years ago, and you only work if and when you want to, and you can focus on taking pictures again. I don't want all your equipment getting all dusty and dirty and burnt from angle grinders and welders throwing sparks into them and crap like that. You've seen what happens to my equipment. Even the stuff I try to take care of, it gets trashed usually within a few weeks or a couple months at the latest, just because of the nature of what I do with it. Oh yeah, Kat. We're all guilty of, I'm sure we've all had to like glasses on our head or using the flashlight on our phone to look for our phone moments, but I'm horrible about like, and I'm a self-aware sufferer of the object permanence symptom, but that's what drives me crazy, because it's like I'll scan and I don't see the pencil that I'm after it, but I know for a fact it's on the table, and I have like I'm staring directly at it right now. But it's almost like I have a peripheral idea of it. Like I kind of glanced, I might have saw it over that way, even though it's right in front of me. I'm like, and then there's that moment where I forget what the hell I'm looking for, even though I just started looking for it 7 seconds prior. And then that gets me all flustered. And then I walk away, and then 10 seconds later I go, pencil, and turn around, and then I see it. Maddening. But I'm sorry for your struggles, but it's good to know that you understand and your hubby understands the thing that it do. Oh, thank you, AJ. She has yet to really tell me how she felt about that video. She smiled and looked like she got a little tear. I think she told me it was good. But, so it's nice to hear that. I'm glad you guys liked it. I sent it to my therapist today. He's awesome. Love that guy. All right, I'm doing it. Ready? Mark is set. Gosh, it's gonna be ridiculous. I don't have a lot of room for error here. You know that tape's got to go because it's no longer relevant. And I need to be able to achieve variable degrees of penetration upon the creature. Not as felonious as it sounds. Also, I know you guys have been holding your breath for the whole, like, oh, who was the big channel that name dropped Rick and he's getting free stuff from and all that. And it's still have not received the package from our good friends. But as soon as we do, we will either do a short, or work it into the video for that week, or both. Yes, red for the arms. Ricardo. I did send it to Nikki C. I tagged the hell out of him, and I put it in their Discord. So, I mean, if the man pays any attention to his stats, he should freaking catch it. Because he is tagged on Facebook, TikTok, and Insta, and YouTube. And I used his sound that, you know, his media people would have had to submit to said apps to be featured. So I'm sure they get some sort of notification or dashboard screen similar to YouTube Studio where they can check to see videos that are using their sounds and that kind of thing. So I've actually been toying with this idea because I kind of want to get on a mission to get Medium Build's attention to do something nice for my wife or something, because we love him so, and she's his biggest fan ever. And I feel like that would be kind of fun if I did like it's a little late for 25 days now, but I could do 12 days of Nickmas, we could call it, where every day I just post content on every platform, calling Nick out and trying to get his attention and asking people to tag him and send it to him and all that, and see if it ends up happening. Well, that was a complete and utter failure already. Drilling out the dough that I just pounded in because it ain't working. Yeah. Silly old dough. I need a double gun situation here. Double screw gun, because I do not want to have to keep swapping the bit. Swapping the bit sounds like something the stable boys get up to when the mother of the house isn't around. Naughty, naughty boys. This is the content you came to see. I made this for you. This is gonna be a pain in the butt. How am I gonna get pigs in their homes? I might need to oil these sons of B-words or get a nail set or something. I don't know. I just had my punch. Did I not? Manual center punch. Was he not in here? Oh, so what is that sound? You guys hear this? Like, so weird. There it is again. Other Rick, is that you? That's not me, Dad. That's so weird. AJ, are you making that sound? No, I'm just your wife watching TV and playing bingo on my phone. All right, babe. She has such an angelic voice. Hammer. I need to make a tiny hammer. I've got my goofy, stupid, first ever mallet. I made mallet. It's all colorful and dumb, and I made it wrong. Did not research anything before I put it together. And then I've got my comically oversized Futhark rune imbued with Rick on one side and rune lettering, English spelling. That's the actual rune spelling of my name, and then Jerk on the other side. Burnt ends. Made this sexy oak handle. And I'm proud of that. That was my first ever handle glue up, because you can't get hardwood and anything over 3/4 around here. So I had to take two. You can see on the butt here. 2 3/4 oak boards, glue them together, and then turned them into the handle. And I did a pretty good job matching the grain, I think. I know where the seam is, and I don't notice it on the front hardly at all, and I don't see it on the back. I cannot find the seam. That's wild. I see what I did. Woodworkers love pointing out their mistakes to you. That's the only clue right there, because I caught that grain where it split off into a line right there, and this one split off into a roll right there, and then it disappears into that seam. So from a distance, if you didn't look at the bottom, you almost wouldn't know. Good job, Rick. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I was actually thinking about sending it to Mama Lydia. Why don't you send it? And then later, at a separate time, I'll send it. And we can pay 10 friends $5. Not $5 each. $5 to 10 of our friends total to share. To also send them the link to the videos. Surely that would get their attention, right? Starting to think old Adorino might have should have done the appendages before the shelf. I did not realize I was going to have such a hard time getting these dowels in place. A little giggity glue. No! Oh, you saw it in real time. Fart and poop. Dr. Von Fart and Poop. Damn it. It's alright, we'll just make these fixed joints. Movement can take place on the arm itself. There's not a lot of room. Anyway, in these cavities that I cut for the joints to sit in, and I'm afraid to carve them any bigger because I almost split the wood so many times as it is. Thrice bitten quad shy in that department. A little bad about it. Loose on that one. Yeah, we'll hit it up here too. There's a void. That looks really good bone. See, expertly blocks everything he's doing on this camera. Oh, I wonder when my camera stopped recording. Fun. Or if Danny Dangus over here can't record to begin with. New plan. Do like this. Nope. Because that's starting to put a hole in the door. Heck it. Full send. Okay. That was terrifying. Next. God, I want to get deeper. He's gonna have back boobies if I don't find a way to fill that in. Yeah, I've got to think of a different way to do this. Part of me is kind of wishing I would have just taken the torso right off. I never got that second drill. We talked about this. You guys were there. You heard me say I was going to do it. And off I went on a side quest. With a broken joint. I thought about cutting the body in half and kind of like assembling the joints, attaching them that way. Because then I'd have a little more control, more options about like what sort of mechanism I could use to attach them to the body, and then I could go like ball and socket, make it more action figure imposably. But that's going to be so much more work and trial and error because I've never done anything like this before. I've made stuff that moves, I've crafted and thrown things together, but I've never like fully woodworked a movable doll figure thing before. So this is all very learning experience and learning curve. Not to mention I'm not working with good wood at all. I have some bits of oak, but it's all recycled hardwood flooring. And the rest is freaking pine. And pine is not good for woodworking. You want hardwoods, and pine is very, very soft wood. Ah, you mama. And total swing and a miss on that too. Awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Think. Through and through. With a dab of glue on the joint thing. Forgot to open it up, which is probably going to blow it out more. Yeah. Yeah, it makes me nervous. This is not going well at all. We're almost to abandon the project in frustration. Levels of aggravation here. Alright, I'm going to have to sand these down a touch or something. Damn it. Not going how I wanted it to. What? No, really? Things are going exactly like I planned them? Wow, that's crazy. First time that's ever happened ever. It's not like every single project in the history of projects came with surprises and twists and turns you weren't foreseen or planned for. I think you guys got it bad. Imagine what it's gonna be like when the 1 and 2 a.m. crowds roll in here if I'm still doing this crap. Paper the dowel a bit. So many hours put into this stupid freaking thing I've been obsessing over. Just for it to go to total shit on me. Oh, the absurdity of the universe. And the chaos that brings us. Oh, good. That just broke again. Yeah, no. That's what I hoped would happen. It's a little tip I picked up from Bigelow Woodcraft. They're a very successful and Canadian startup fine furniture company. Brent Bigelow, he always says that sneezing on your CA glue will activate and cure it twice the rate that actual store-bought activators will. Something about enzymes and human mucus. I don't know. You guys can feel free to tag at Biglow. That's BIGLOW Woodcraft. The YouTube channel. And tell them some Yanks talking ish on his channel about you wonderful Canadians. I got this idea where I'm just gonna start fake beefs with creators that I like. Just talk ridiculous shit about it. So it's, you know, to a point that it's obvious I'm horsing around and I don't mean it. But just start like roasting them, maybe get their attention. This is so frustrating. Once again, I learned this trick from youtube.com/BiglowWoodcraft. Oh, Canada. On you. He's got a little T-Rex arms. Caught it. Caught it. I need to be starting even smaller. Like step these up with a smaller bits. Yeah, nothing quite refreshing is dropping a less than 1 inch square piece of dark colored wood into a pile of sawdust. Not even dimly lit, but unlit floor underneath the workbench. Would you have horrible vision already, especially at low light? Try to dig without a flashlight for the little piece of wood you just dropped. I don't see it. Ow. I can't stay like that. Ow. Alright, we're moving on. It's over between me and that little piece of wood. Never respected my boundaries or my abandonment issues. Just left me without even saying a word or letting me know where it went. I'll find a new ligament. One that won't take off when things get tough and weird at 2 a.m. on a Friday. What I'll probably do, ladies, thank you for the suggestions, but usually in this scenario, I'll just make a paste out of the very finest sawdust from this very wood so that it matches perfectly, and wood glue, and work that into. Those of you eagle-eyed viewers, yes, I'm running the drill backwards on purpose to try to countersink this hole a little bit, and hopefully it won't tear out like the last one. Oh, fearing it may be inevitable. You know what, let's do the through and through first, then we'll get the thingy guy. Oh, what devil? God, that's hot, bro. Spicy bit. Spicy drill bit. Almost burnt my thumb. Nice. Milwaukee, there it is. I have not been very good at staying conscious with my filming camera at all. I've been focused more on you guys. I keep forgetting that I'm also filming. And I'm pretty sure 90% of that whole process was out of frame. Cause I'm thinking on a Tuesday. Oh wait, it's Friday. That's okay, cause I'm a dingus. On a Tuesday. On Friday. Everybody's a dingus for the weekend. These are the hits, folks. Mother, the same exact freaking thing. What's the definition of insanity again? Repeating the same steps, process, or actions over and over again, expecting a different result. What do you mean I held it exactly like the last one and it fell exactly like the last one? Actually, this whole thing was strategy. It's a false flag operation. That little piece of wood was a double agent working for me the whole time. I dropped him on purpose so he would lead me to his predecessor, so I could find the other green piece that fell. Because that's the green piece that killed my dog and ate all my butterscotch pudding. He's gonna pay for what he did to me and my puddings. He just vanished, huh? He gone. Like, it's essentially the same weight, shape, makeup, fell from the same height at roughly the same angle and landed in pretty much the same spot. Yet, the first one that fell is nowhere to be seen. Hello, friend. My name is JerkTok. These topical references doing it for everybody. Whee! Try a new approach. All right. This is getting ludicrous. Sorry, I'm getting a little more than frustrated at this point, and I feel I've earned that with the effort I've put into this and how close I was to finally seeing it through, and now everything that can go wrong is going wrong on this one. Load him up with the OCA glue again, I guess. Completely messed with that drop. Right at the side. Where the scrap piece go? I was using squeegee glue earlier. Oh my head. I feel like I'm constantly stuck in this perpetual loop of someday I'll have better tools, someday I'll have access and funds for better materials. A year and a half later, first getting into this stuff, I'm still super gluing broken chunks of pine together, trying to save some harebrained scheme I had to try to make my girls or my wife smile. Hell. Don't break. Don't break. My ass. Ass. Take it. Pick it. Try it that way. Maybe if we mark it and underlet. Maybe we mark it and underlet. These are so where I wanted them aligned. That's the other problem. Stupid junk crashing. Battery's dying on the backup reel. Crap. Charge loser. Slightly more better. Here I am with another damn broken leg. Hurry. Hallelujah. Up here. Again, that's youtube.com/BigBlowWoodcraft. Tell them Rick the Jerk sent ya. That scared the crap out of me. It sounded like so our dogs are directly above me in their crate, and when they scratch at night, it makes this. You guys can't hear that from there. Kind of sound. And as this lid began to fall from its position, it was like so. My brain, seeing movement slightly above my head and hearing a familiar sound, processed that as, oh no, one of the dogs is falling through the floor. And then it went, what? And I said, what? And then my brain said, I wasn't talking, were you? And I said, I'm pretty sure that was you. And he's like, oh no, not again. And then he just left. And now it's just me rubbing glue on the outside of this piece for reasons, I don't know. I've probably got a reason. Try this again. Please don't rip apart this time. Okay? Oh, you did anyway. Good. Yeah, what happened? Okay, sweet. So we're just gonna yeet and do over. That seems like a horrible idea. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. Oh yeah. I can't with this. Okay. Full send. Full. It's so close to the edge. So close to the edge. Oh, as it went through. has the hole completed. It's what the freaking wood. Keep going until I run out of pieces, and then. Sorry guys, I really wanted to finish this in a live, but I'm starting to get a little past the point of watching my mouth. And, we're almost to the point. You know what? I'll just start over and chucking this across the room and firing up the freaking lathe. Okay. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna try this on the drill press and see if that helps. Actually, I have another notion. This is so stupid and extra, but sometimes a little tape goes a long way when you're having issues with tear out. It's good enough for a saw blade. I don't see why it's not good enough for a drill bit, right? Good night, Katrina. Thanks for hanging out. Liberty, I don't know if that would work or not, because I mean, the drill bit's cutting this, and a nail would be plowing through it, so I feel like the nail's more likely to split it than a cutting bit is. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Maybe I should countersink them. The problem is I need deeper cavities in the torso to receive the little oval joint things that I made. But the left leg, spoilers, houses the secret contraption that's holding the head on, so I can't go any deeper to it or his head will fall off. And the right leg is so the grain pattern is weird over there, and there's a lot of like tear out in it. Oh my god, the forever chunk. And like as I was carving it, it would like randomly whip giant chunks out of the wood, and I'm afraid it's gonna get worse. So I just gotta figure something out. I don't know what yet. There we go. Okay. Apparently excessively convoluted method it is. I'll watch this. Tear it again anyway. Looked good, but felt bad. Yep. Well, Elfie, what are you gonna do, bud? You are receiving more abuse than kindness at this point. With your weird one breast and your T-Rex arms and stumpy leg with the peg leg. What I can only assume was a colostomy hole on this side, and you. Apologies, ladies, but there's only one thing to call it: back tits. I failed you, my son. sorry, Pepe. Goodbye. Oh, you guys missed that whole dramatic exchange that we had, where you could see the sorrow and confusion in his eyes before I finally cast him into the darkness. I don't know what to do at this point. Do not know what to do. Should I abandon the 100% wood notion? I just need smaller dowels. I got some brass and like very thin though, like 2 and 3 millimeter brass and steel rods. For one of the other projects I could probably use. That would mean a much smaller pilot hole. Then there's the matter of giant gaping holes in the leg that we're struggling to get on you. This whole time I have had this just flaming hot, burning vibe that I'm like there's an easier and or more effective or efficient technique that I'm forgetting or is right in front of me and I'm just not seeing. This fit the vibe I was going for, but it's obviously not working with the materials that I have. I need different species of wood, or I need different drill bits. These are pretty old at this point, so I'm sure they're dull as hell. I've already sharpened most of them several times. These guys are years and years old. My brad points, God knows how dull they are. I wish I had a freaking 3D printer or had the time to cast resin, maybe. Make some resin molds and cast the parts I need. Why isn't the saver turned on? Why isn't my laptop charging? Goody goody. Well, chat, I'm about to lose you guys because my computer isn't charging now. My laptop isn't. And I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. Rage sounds and cussy words and throw things. Not really. I'm cool. I'm not like about to throw stuff angry. I'm just very hated. Both frust and agra, as well as deef. Frustrated, agra, hated, and deeful. Hated. That was, I had been all day since I woke up this morning itching to get this stupid jerkin elf together, assembled, and ready for my child come the morning, dang it. And I'm 93% there. And it's gone to crap. It looks like heckin'. and I can no longer use all of the prefabricated parts that I have arranged to use on said project. So I need to design some new parts and fabricate and test. I think I have some poplar that I could use. And I think poplar is more resilient than oak. I don't know. I know oak is used in handles a lot. So I would think it could take a lot of impact and shear beating and stuff like that. Or damage, I mean. Tension, pressure, stress. There we go. Impact and shear stress without failing. But that was several pieces in a row. I think I can still use the oak ligament idea if I abandoned the dowels that I was married to, which hurts because I really wanted this thing with like dowel joinery. I was even debating like leaving the dowels a little proud when I go to cut them off. Kind of like how ignore here. This one looks a little better. See how that one's a little nubbin there? Not that much of a nubbin, but sand it down so like as you run your fingers over it, you could feel it. Just to give it that like, oh wow, this was put together with nothing but wood joinery. I was hoping to get a tight enough friction fit to not even glue any of it. So that the whole thing would just be held together with wooden parts and then the secret contraption holding the head on. But I think I just need to let go of that aspect or goal and just find something that's going to work. We've established precedent in our shenanigans with the kids that a common theme with mystical creatures, see Jerk Children v. Mischief Rabbits, April 2025. The Mischief Rabbits come on April Fool's Day, Eve, preceding Easter, to monitor children's behavior to report back to the Easter Bunny. If a Mischief Rabbit performs well in his duties and proves he's a good and just soldier, reports not only the good things but the bad and with equal integrity, then he is graduated to a more realistic rabbit, and the ones who do very well eventually become real rabbits. And those real rabbits who then perform well and advance further are in the running to become the next Easter Bunny. So we can just do the old, this is a first year self on to elf. So he looks like crap. Santa just slapped him together with some scrap in the shop and sent him down here. But if he does really well, maybe next year he'll be a nutcracker. And the year after that, an animatronic with lasers. Please like and subscribe for more contents. Make sure you follow us on platforms for places. Here we have films for your entertainment. I'm legally required to use air quotes when I refer to this channel as entertainment because of a pending class action. We're on Discord. I am the.jerk. Can also be found as rick.the.jerk on Discord. We have a server for the JerkSquad that will probably do big open enrollment period for the end of the quarter. For Christmas, we'll probably put out like a week-long join link for the Discord and let a bunch of people in. Because it's a perk of membership of the channel. So we try to keep it a little exclusive, but we may go ahead and start opening it up more sooner, get some more people in there and liven up the plays and stuff. Get back to you guys, which you've so generously given to us. It's on Insta and Tiki Taki. I don't do a lot on Tiki Taki. I don't like Tiki Taki. Not like how it treats its creators. I think YouTube is much more fair to its artists. Snail mail. Snail mail's P.O. Box 185. Robinson, Illinois, 62454. Email us, rickthejerksquad at gmail.com. Separate your lights from your darks. Even color safe bleach I wouldn't use on anything that you hope to stay vibrant and reusable. When it snows, donate the yellow. Ship highest in transit. That's an expression that is stamped on containers of manure coming out of the UK many generations ago. Because they put it down low in the cargo space in the early days, where we gather moisture, and manure, when gathering moisture, will begin to put off methane gas in an enclosed space, in a sealed container in an enclosed space. And as the crew went to check on the wares, well, it blew the heck up and took all their legs with it and stuff. So, to avoid any more of that nonsense, the Royal Shipping, whatever people from yonder ponder, began stamping manure. Ship highest in transit. SHIT. And that is where where the expression or the word comes from. You're over here, not over there. See, I look at the number because it's like a little silhouette of an avatar of a person, number of people viewing, because to me it's like, oh, there you guys are. Also, whatever. It just feels weird because when I look into the camera, I feel like I'm looking past where you're at. I don't know. Something AI, and we'll all have a Merry Christmas. And I love you, and you're still here, and I'm here, and we're all here, and that's very good of us to do that. So you did one, and I did one. I won what? A good job. I'm awfully proud of you, and I love you a whole bunch. And if I don't see you today, I'll see you today. I do not want to go back to the design board. I do not want to run power tools and make a dusty mess at 1:10 a.m. on Saturday morning in a blizzard. Dad's gonna go make some more coffee. Love you. Bye. Mwah!